Hello and welcome to the Superintendent's Perspective. I'm Mario Salinas, Superintendent. I'm joined by our Board President, Miguel Mike Farias. Today's topic is the importance of collaboration between the Board President and the Superintendent. Sir, Mr. Farias, one of the things that board members, the most important thing that more board members do, I think, is hiring a superintendent. The most important job, I believe, is the hiring of a superintendent.
You know, you're very true. A lot of people have a misconception of the responsibilities and the duties of the board. It has been a hazy what steps or what authority we have, but basically, board members, our distinctive roles are pretty simple. Like you said, one of the most important roles is hiring the superintendent. The other roles is we adopt goals and priorities. We adopt policies. And we also adopt the budget and do the tax rate. And that is really our basic role in communicating to the community also is very important. So many times people have the misconception that the board is here to hire, the board is here to go ahead and do the day-to-day operations of the school district. No, that is not our job. If anything, that's a misappropriation of authority of the board. In reality, we hire you to run the district. And basically, from that point on, we oversee, we listen to our constituents, we relay back what we see in our points of views to you. We can do recommendations, but at the end of the day, you are the CEO, you are the superintendent, and us as a board are here to support you. We're only here because the public votes us in, and we're held accountable. So in that responsibility, we have to go ahead and give you full reign in running the district. We're not here to mandate. We're not here to give directives. We're not here to do anybody's job in the school district. That's why you are the superintendent, you have your administration, and you're in charge. You're in charge of over 5,000 individuals and employees. And the board really should just let you do your job, hold you accountable. Whenever we have to relay a message from the board, because I don't only speak for myself, I speak for 6 other individuals that sit on the board with me. Even though I'm the board president, I only have 1 vote. And we need to have that balance of responsibility and also trust, because you're in charge of a almost $400 million budget. You're in charge of 32,000 children. You're in charge of over 5,000 employees. It's a big responsibility. And as a board, we're here to support you. And from time to time, when we get concerns from the public and things of that nature, we address them and bring them up to you. And then you address your cabinet, you address your administration, and then you take care of those concerns or questions or needs that are communicated to you by the board.
Yes, sir. You're absolutely right in that the Edinburgh School District, and some basic facts for the community out there, we're almost 1,000 square miles in geographic area, making us one of the largest school districts total in land mass in the entire United States of America.
Yes, sir.
And you're right, when you say we have 5,000 full-time, almost 5,000 full-time employees, we are the largest employer in Hidalgo County with the largest budget at almost $400 million.
Yes, sir.
So the job of hiring the superintendent to run such a large organization with a 32,000 plus students.
Yes, sir.
Before the pandemic, we were over 33,000, and then taking care of the needs of those parents as well. All of them want the best for their children.
Yes.
And so the hiring of the superintendent is critically important. You're entrusting the superintendent to do to provide the quality that parents look for in an educational experience.
Very good.
And so that's what the board has done in hiring the superintendent. The other items are that is critically important that need to be collaborated between the superintendent and the board of trustees is the creation of a vision and a mission and goals,
Yes,
which
sir.
is something that we're going to start on in the very near future. We're going to start collaborating with you as the president, the board, and the superintendent, and the team, and the community at large, business and parents, in creating a new vision, a new mission, and new goals for the district. And I look forward to working with you and the rest of the board and the rest of the team in coming up with a new mission and vision and goals.
You know, we've had many challenges this year, and one of the decisions that you made when you were hired for this position was to get a COVID director, and an individual to just handle COVID-related issues, because that was priority. The safety of our children and our staff is priority. And you took the initiative to make that move. And you also have the initiative to make other moves to fulfill the needs of the district. And that's something where I'm excited to be working with you, by you, but really my job is to support you. And that's really what a board is here to do, is to go ahead and yes, we get involved with budget issues. Yes, we get involved with other issues. The other issue that we get involved is hiring legal, but at that extent is where the board gets involved. So many times, the misconception and people out there have thought that the board controls everything. In reality, we don't control everything. I mean, it's very specific what DEA states that our obligation and responsibilities is as a board. And I just want to make sure that we give you the flexibility to run the district in a successful manner, because that is a direct reflection of the board. Your success is a direct reflection of the board, and vice versa. And we need to work together. And that's why it's so important that we communicate, that we spend time. I, as a board president, I come to the district maybe 2, maybe 3 times a week. And the reason I do that is to go ahead and express the concerns of the other 6 board members, and also to go ahead and work with upcoming meetings. Things, right now, what's front and center is COVID. But there's so many other elements to running a district that I'm just here to support, because I'm asked questions. And if I'm not informed of what's going on, I'm not able to answer those questions. And it's of utmost importance that I'm just here as a board member to support you.
Yes, sir. I know that one of the TA says that the board of trustees should spend the majority of their time focused on instructional programs, on policy making with respect to the instructional program. I know
Yes.
that TA is saying that the board should spend the bulk of their time
Yes, sir.
prioritizing instruction. But you're right. Right now, with the pandemic, health and safety of our staff, of our students, is priority number 1.
Yes, it is.
And with every day that goes by, it's getting better.
Yes, it
and
is.
better and better. All indications are that all the arrows are pointing good.
Yes, sir.
As far as positivity rate, the number of positive cases in the district. For example, last week we had a short week. We had the 3-day work week due to spring break. We had 2 positive cases in the whole district. That's because we brought staff back to campus.
Okay.
And we have more and more students coming onto campus. Parents are realizing that we're safe and they're sending their students,
Yes, sir.
their children to the campus. Most of our staff is on campus. A bulk, over 95% of our staff is on campus teaching. We only had 2 positive cases, one staff and 1 student in the entire district. So all the arrows are pointing in the right direction as far as overcoming this disease. And slowly, I believe that me as a superintendent, you as a board president, representing the rest of the board, we're slowly going to return our focus to where it needs to be.
Yes, sir.
Providing the best educational quality that we can possibly provide for our students.
Very good.
That's going to be my singular focus is to provide the best learning environment for our children. And I know that you come to visit us before board meetings. You come and visit us several times during the week in preparation for the board.
Yes.
To make sure that you are well informed for when the time comes that we need the board meeting comes, and to make sure that if there are questions that the rest of the fellow trustees have, they may have questions, you bring them to us as an administration to address, so that nobody's caught by surprise. And you're not caught by surprise. I'm not caught by surprise.
Yes.
The rest of the board.
And you know, and I'm glad you brought that up, because sometimes we spend times discussing items that are on the agenda, and you know, sometimes me and you may have a disagreement on a particular item. So I'll bring it up to you before the board meeting, so you can be prepared to answer, because these board meetings are live streamed, and that's one thing that is of utmost importance. I remember back when the pandemic first hit, before I was board president, I fought for transparency, and I fought that all the board meetings be live streamed. And I remember about a year ago insisting that board meetings be live streamed in order to include everyone. Because at the end of the day, we have to be accountable to the individuals that the money we use by their taxes and the people that vote us into these positions. We need to be held responsible. And so now, you know, we have everything live streamed so the public can be a part, so they can participate, so they can see what's going on. And that's of utmost importance, because that's the way we gain the trust. That's the way, if they have a question or concern, you know, they can reach out to us. And we're here to serve, not to be served. You know, and that's something that I appreciate about you, is that you truly have a servant's heart in coming, even though you are the CEO, you are the superintendent, you're here to serve. And I appreciate that. And us as board members, we're here to serve too, and serve our community and serve you in anything that we can do to help you and to make sure that you obtain the goals that you set for the district, and to make sure that whatever it takes to make it happen. That's why we go ahead and work with the budget. That's why we had all those meetings in allowing certain monies to be used for computers, to be used for distant learning and everything else. That's why we made the decision to do the 6.5 million meals that we served within a year, and arrange the budget to meet those needs. That's the part that we play as a board, is giving you the tools for you to succeed.
Sure. I know that in the time I've been here as an assistant and now as a superintendent, you as a board president, the board as a whole, when it comes to spending money for that it benefits that has a direct benefit on the children, the board has never said no. Never. When it comes to raises for our staff, our teachers, to have direct communication, direct impact with the children, never said no for that. When it comes to instructional programs, be it computers that you were mentioning, be it instructional resources,
yes, sir.
The board has never said no when it comes to spending money on our children.
Yes, sir.
That is I can tell you that this board is pro students, pro staff, 100%.
Yes, and we also concentrated on the safety, and we spend a lot of money on safety equipment. We spend a lot of money, and that is for the protection. I mean, you can't have a teaching environment when you have an unhealthy environment. So we wanted to keep that in mind, and you're right. We want to make sure that you have all the proper tools to succeed in serving our district.
But I can tell you, when it comes to the safety, or when it comes to the quality of our programs, the board has never said no. Never. I know the other role, sir, that is very important to the board, and you as a board president, is to communicate to our community. And this is part of one of the reasons we have the show, is to make sure that our community is up to date with what we do here. I know that we do only one topic per week, every Friday.
Yes.
We wish we could do more.
Yes, sir.
And I know that we try to bring to the community topics that we feel are important for them, and every week we'll bring something significant.
Yes.
And I know this part of this show is to communicate with our community, which should be a central role for you and me.
Yes, sir. And I'm so glad that you came up with this superintendent perspective. This was a great idea in the way that we can communicate to the public and let them know that what's going on, what's happening, because everybody wants to know what's going on. Nobody wants to feel, left out. But also, I know that me as a board president, I would love to go ahead and invite the other board members to come in and share their point of view, hear from them, so the public can see why they ran for the board, what their vision is. I would love to share with all the board members, give them an opportunity to come to your show so we could share their perspective. That's important, so the public can know their board members. That's very important. And also, I know that we've discussed that it'd be great in the near future, I don't know when, it's your call, but it'd be really neat to have a Q&A session. Invite the public to say, hey, you got some questions? Send them in. You got this concern? Send it in. And maybe we can do a show on question and answers.
I would like to do something like that, because now that we're coming out of the pandemic, now that we're gearing up for summer school, now that we need to address learning loss, now that we need to address registration, it'd be great for the community if they have questions on our pre-K program.
Yes.
Let us know. And I'll just for the community to know, all students are eligible for our pre-K programs as long as they're 4 years old on September 1.
Yes, so I forget what show we mentioned that, and you literally caught me by surprise, because that's the only requirement. And so that's such a great service that we can do, and it isn't just a babysitting service. We're going to take that time to educate that child.
That's true. And if there may be a parent out there that has a question as, I work till 5 o'clock. Do I have to get daycare, or I can't register? I can't enroll my pre-K because I don't have anybody to take care of them after 4. Well, we have programs for that. We have arrangements for those parents. We intend to have high quality after school programs. High quality, not babysitting. High quality after school programs for our pre-Kers, our kindergartners, first graders, all our children. So if there are questions regarding registration, questions regarding when's the first day of school, questions of uniform question, do we have uniforms, zoning questions, transfer, whatever questions the community may have, maybe one of these days we'll do a show on nothing but answering questions for parents out there, for business people out there that want to know what's in the future as far as the Edinburgh School District.
That's great.
And enrollment and registration and getting going full speed ahead.
And that just shows your commitment of service. We're here to serve. And, if the community has questions, if the community has, a misconception or needs clarification, reach out to us. Reach out to our superintendent. And we'll be sure to combine all those questions and see if we can have a Q&A session sometime in the near future But that's about including everybody. Because at the end of the day, our taxpayers are the ones that we serve. And so I think that's a great idea.
Without parents, without students, I wouldn't have a job. Period.
Yes.
You know, and you're absolutely right. We're here to serve, not to be served.
Yes,
And
exactly.
we're here to provide the highest quality educational programming that there is. That is our goal, number one.
And the relationship that the superintendent and the school board president have is very vital and important to the success. You communicate to the board the things that you hear from your administration. I communicate to you the concerns of the other board members. And working together is a true testament of our success and what we've already accomplished in such a short time and in the past. And we need to continue that success. We need to continue that relationship because at the end of the day, we're all in it for one goal, and that is to serve our community at the highest level of quality, with respect, and also with accountability.
That's absolutely correct. Our number one priority is to have the best educational programs around, in all of Texas, as a matter of fact.
Very good.
And if I have to worry about the board president and the board fighting me on all the, and have to worry about objectives and goals that we have, and you have to worry about trust issues with the superintendent.
Yes.
It's like pulling in separate directions. We're not going to get to the goal of being the best school district in the state of Texas as far as quality programming. We will never get there with, you can't do it without me, and I can't do it without you and the board supporting our goals.
Yes, sir. Yes,
You're
sir.
absolutely right about that.
And that always brings me back to examples that I see in successful partnerships and successful ventures. Trust is of utmost importance, and not only that, but in letting individuals do their jobs. So many times, it's so easy to micromanage. It's so easy to go out there and try to get your hands in it. But really, we need to trust that you pick the right staff, that you have the proper leadership to make it happen. And our job, really, at the end of the day, is to support you and to make the changes that need to be made, or the budget that needs to be adjusted to meet the needs of the district. I'm really excited about the changes that you're making, especially with our early childhood development director, and I'm curious to see what you're going to do. I know you have your plans. I know you have your ideas. I know you have the vision, but it isn't just yours. It's the combination of the boards and you working together. And I'm excited to see what the future holds for us.
I cannot accomplish what I want to accomplish without support of the board, as we both know that.
Yes, sir.
And you're right. We aim to take this district to a level of quality never seen before. We're going to start with investing up front.
Very good.
But we've talked about it before. We could talk about early childhood education for an entire segment.
Yes, sir.
But that's something that we're going to focus on. And another item where I've gotten full support from the board is to have high quality after school programs.
Very good.
High quality. Nobody's going to, no school district out there is going to compare to our after school programs. For our young ones, pre-Kers, kinders, 1st through 5, to our middle, to our high. We have very clear plans, and that the board is fully supportive, and we could never accomplish what we want to do without 100% support from you and the rest of the board of trustees. I know one of your strategies is to sometimes you bring other board members to come and talk to me and my team regarding the upcoming board meetings or ideas that the board has that when it comes to the instructional programs or other programs, and we sit down and talk. And you're right, sometimes we agree, sometimes we don't.
Yes, sir.
right? And
Yes,
most
sir.
of the time we do, but sometimes we don't.
Yes, and you know, and one thing that I would like to make a change, a positive change, instead of minority and majority. I mean, that's been so polarizing, and to change the idea of majority and minority, there really is no majority or minority. There is independent thinkers with independent thoughts that I, as a board member, have to respect every single one of my colleagues' opinions and listen, because sometimes I may disagree with one of my colleagues, and sometimes I may be wrong. Many times I've had discussions with my colleagues, and I take the time to listen to their point of view. And sometimes they see it differently than I do, and they got a great point. And sometimes I say, you know what? I stand corrected. You got a great point. You made a good argument. I changed my mind. Do you know what I'm saying? And that relationship with the board is so important. Instead of learning how to count to 4, let's learn how to respect each other and to work together. And working together, we can get so much more accomplished. And I see positive things down our road, and it's a good opportunity to go forward with a new vision, with a new statement, and always keeping in mind the reason why we do it is to serve. And as long as we put kids first, the decisions are always easy. Because if you're doing it for the benefit of our students, number one, then whatever decision you make will be the right decision.
You're correct. And on the issue of majority, minority, I know that on some issues the board they may not agree unanimously. But when it comes to the instructional programs for our students or our staff, it's almost always a unanimous.
Oh, yes.
It's almost always unanimous vote of confidence when it comes to instructional programs, when it comes to safety of our students, when it comes to the well-being of our staff. The board almost always is unanimous with that. There's no disagreement there with this current board of trustees.
Very good. Well, sir, it's we have a long road ahead of us, and we have a lot of challenges. But I know us working together, we'll be able to not only meet those challenges, but to conquer them and to go forward and really set the standard. ECISD has already set the standard in many different areas, and it ain't going to stop there. There's a lot more things in the very near future that we'll be sharing with the public on accomplishments that ECISD has been able to do because of working together. And it's just a good testament of a board working together with their superintendent.
Yes, sir. That is true. We're off to a very good start, in large part thanks to the Board of Trustees, to you as President, supporting our initiatives. And we look forward as a team, as a superintendent board team, to good things that are coming up ahead, especially in light of the fact that we're coming out of the pandemic.
Yes, sir.
And now we can start focusing on what both of us should be focusing on, and that is instructional programs.
Very good point. Yes, sir.
Thank you for joining us for the Superintendent's Perspective. Stay safe and stay healthy.